Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve and this is Wilmer Woodworks. I do appreciate you tuning in. It is December already. Can you believe it? I personally cannot. We are currently at 2883 as of the time of this recording. I do thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I am so happy that everyone is getting benefits from some of these tutorials with your new lasers and making the designs and things like that. If you don't want to make the designs, I do offer all of my designs on my website for a small fee, and you can also find them on Etsy, but I do recommend that you go to my website direct because if you go to the website you will see the free files that are out there, and you will have the option to sign up for a newsletter. Now, I don't really send a newsletter often. I did send one the other day that included some coupons for Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday. So you got a little bit of a coupon, a little bit of a discount on the designs out there. It is wilmerwoodworks.com, very complicated. It's not the best website, but it does have all the files. It has some other documents on there, some other helpful tips and things. So if you do sign up for the newsletter, I promise I won't spam you. You're not going to get an email every single week. I do plan to send an email maybe monthly because we do some lives, and I don't know if you've taken advantage of checking those out. But Nick and I will try to do a live maybe once a week, once every other week, whatever our schedules allow for. But those times will fluctuate, so we'll try to put a newsletter out the beginning of the month and let you know when we plan to go live so you can do a live question and answer. We'll show you what we're working on in the shop. We do have some plans coming up for this next year that are very exciting. So we'll continue to do some laser files, but we're also going to get back into some woodworking and some shop organization. So this is my mess. And really, a lot of this stuff I don't use that often. So some of these items I believe can go into drawers, and the things that I use most often, like the hammers and everything, should be readily accessible. Some of this other stuff I will put into storage, but I'll go through each episode or each video with how I do that. I was fortunate enough on Black Friday sales to pick up a micro jig match fit system, so I'm excited for when that comes in. It'll be maybe a week or two before that comes in though, but I'm going to continue with this slat wall idea with using some of that match fit and dado cuts to organize my shop. Primarily I'm going to put that system right here under the TV, but I'm excited to show you guys how I start to organize my shop so it's easier for me and quicker for me to make my projects. And if I'm a little bit more efficient, I should be able to make more projects coming out. For today's video, I am going to show you how to make this simple design and only use LightBurn. So usually my tutorials, I'll show you how to make designs using LightBurn and Canva to take stock graphics, layer those stock elements into LightBurn and make a larger design. In this video, I'm going to show you simply how you can make a very customizable ornament with these little hanging ornaments for everybody in the family. And just using LightBurn, you can quickly adapt this so you can have 5 hanging ornaments, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can even add the little dogs or animals on there, pets or whatever it is that you want to add. So that's what I'll go over today in a nice quick video. With it being December already, we only have time for maybe 1 or 2 more ornament videos before the season is already over. I know if you're making these for craft shows and stuff, you're pretty much, you know what you're making and you're done. But if you have that last minute gift and you have a laser engraver, you can knock this design out in maybe an hour. I mean, from designing to cutting to staining to gluing. And what I've found also is for gluing, in the past, I was going through these super glue gels so quickly, it was not feasible or economical for me to continue to use these. Now, I do love these super glue gels. They are great in a pinch. And if I wasn't making so many ornaments, these would be great. So if you're making a small batch, the 12 packs of these, they're great. But if you're going to be making a lot, what I found was this super glue. So this comes with these long tips that you can get precise. And when you glue up these layered ornaments, I mean, you stick it once and it is done. It's a medium viscosity, so it's not as thick as the super glue gel, but it's not as thin and watery as the other super glues that I've used. So when you do put them on, it will bubble, you'll get a little bubble on the wood. It's not going to go everywhere. It's not going to absorb into the wood. And when you do push it down, I mean, like I said, this sets in seconds, and then you're good to go. And I've used that for these detailed ornaments. And actually what I've done too is I've done these as two-sided, because I noticed that the last craft show we went to, when these are down on the table, that's the first thing people do is they pick it up and they want to look at the back. And usually when you look at this on the back, I mean, it's just a blank ornament. So if you can add some detail onto the back of that and make it more of a 3D effect, it kind of makes it a little bit more special for the person receiving it. So with that said, and my long-winded introduction, we will go straight over to LightBurn. I'll show you how I make this design. And if you don't want to take the time to make the design with the holidays right around the corner, I do offer this design on my website. It's a small fee, $1.60, just because once you take all the fees out, I end up with $1. So I figure $1 is worth my time. Yeah, or if you want to make it on your own, feel free. Follow along and we'll get straight to the tutorial. All right, let's get to it. In LightBurn, we just want to start with a simple ornament. So this ornament is going to be a family ornament, and we're going to want to keep it as a circle. So holding shift, you just drag that circle icon here. And we don't want it to be 6 inches around, let's say 4 inches, because we will be adding the smaller ornaments in the center. We'll do an offset right here, and we're going to go outward, and we can do 1/4 of an inch. And this is similar to all of the other designs that we have done. I'm just going to merge those two. And now we will just need a small little piece at the top. So again, having the circle, holding it. We'll make this, let's see what 1 inch looks like. That's a little big. Let's go to 3/4 of an inch. 0.75. Perfect. So what we'll do here is we'll do another offset, but this time we will go inward, and it looks about good. Click OK. So this is essentially our ornament here. Now we're going to need this as 2 different layers. So the first thing I want to do is select these 2, and we're going to group these together. And now with the bottom welded and the top grouped together, we'll vertically align those. And we will just move this ever so slightly down. Holding shift can merge these together. And now we have our top layer. So then holding Control D or Command D, depending if you're on a Mac or Windows. I have a Mac now, so I'm going to be doing a lot more Mac designs or Mac commands. So it'd be more of a command instead of control. So this is our top, this is our going to be our bottom layer. We just duplicated this. So I want to get rid of that. So now we have our bottom layer and our top layer. Now all we have to do is design all of the individual, and we're pretty much going to do exactly the same thing. We could even take this ornament here, Command D for duplicate. Let's hold shift, group this together. Now we have the top little bauble as well. Now we could just bring this down, and now you can see over here is the height. Now that's what I'm watching. So if we bring this to about 3/4 of an inch, that should be fine. And if, depending on how many names you want to put in there, you can make that a little bit bigger. We'll make that almost an inch. There we go. So that is basically the smaller ornament. So now all we have to do is draw our line. And we want this to be small. Now you have to be careful when you cut these, because this will be very delicate. I mean, the width here is hardly anything. We can take that off, and we want this and this to be vertically aligned. Okay, so that looks good. So now the only thing we need to do is make sure that it's right about there. And I like to leave these long. And we'll just group these together for now. And that's pretty much it on the ornament. So now all we have to do is continue to duplicate these. So if we take, let's say we take this backer ornament, and we're going to put this just on a different layer just so you can see exactly what we're doing. All right, so that's all grouped together. We're going to take these 2 ornaments, and we are going to align these. So this is what it will look like when you stack and cut them. So we can just put this ornament over top of that. And we'll like to grab some text. Mary Christmas. Okay, now what we have to do is shrink this down so it fits. And of course you could change the font up here. We can find a font that is similar or that will work well with our holiday decor. Academy Engrave, that might look good. So we'll zoom in, make that a little larger. We'll vertically align those. And then let's just put the year, 2024. And again, just vertically align it so everything moves over. Okay, so now with these ornaments, we just want to hit Command D to duplicate. I just want to offset these a little bit so they're hanging at different heights. Command D. And there's no real rhyme or reason on where they're going. We just want to make sure that they all fit. Okay. And then with those where you kind of want those, we can clean these up now. So we can deselect that, bring that down. So now we're just going to merge this with the little tassel, Boolean Union, holding Shift, Boolean Union, holding Shift. And we want to make sure that this tail, so before we do that, we want to make sure we bring these, we ungroup these, and then we bring these tails down, bring this tail down, and we ungroup this one, bring that tail down. And you can keep these separate. So usually actually what I would do is Control Z before I group these together. That's what I should have done. So you take this, Control D for duplicate, and then move this over, and then take this and Control D. This way you just have a copy. So if you have somebody that has a family of 4, a family of 5, you can make these modifications and don't have to worry about constantly remaking these items. Okay, so now we should be able to redo that. Okay, so now we'll just take this, holding Shift, Boolean Union, holding Shift, Boolean Union. We'll just go through and we'll just do that union so everything becomes part of the whole. And if you ever do make a mistake, you can always just Control Z to back everything up. Okay, so we want to union these and then union this to the main. Perfect. So I'll take these two, I'll put these on their own layer, something out of the way, so 22. And you can see over here, so 22, we'll just turn that as an output, turn that off. And then if we go back here, we could take this layer and shift this over. And then we'll take this, we'll put this back on the cut line. So everything that's in black will be cut, and everything that's in blue will be etched. We just want to group this together because we are now happy with this design. And we know that all of these ornaments will be free of being in the way of that design. So now we can just put everybody's name. And here again, this is all personal preference on whatever font you decide will be appropriate for your ornament. So we can go John, and we just have to shrink that down so Mr. John fits in this ornament. Put him on blue, Control D, make this Jane, Control D for duplicate, Control D for duplicate. You put whatever names you want in here. Tim and Jill. And then once you have these names in there, you can resize these to whatever you like or just leave them all the same size. And then all we have to do is take this, group this together. And if you want to see what everything will look like, we can just center that. And that is it. That is your simple family ornament, which you can add 4, 5, 6, as many as you can try to fit in that ornament. You may want to make it a little larger. And again, just similar to our Christmas countdown, you can explode this design and make it full 8, 10 inches wide and make it something that you hang on the wall for every year. So that is a quick tutorial on how to make a very quick ornament in LightBurn only, not utilizing Canva. So you can make decent designs in LightBurn very quickly and very easily using only the software and a little bit of text with some stain. You can make something that looks great. All right, let's get this over to the laser and we will get cutting. Now that we have our design done, I'm just going to load that into my machine that I have dedicated to the laser engraver, and we are going to engrave and cut these ornaments. So my engrave settings I have for 6,000 millimeters per minute with 40% power, and my cutting is still set to 250 millimeters per minute, 100% power with 1 pass, and this is going through simple 3 mil bass plywood. So we will be able to cut this in 1 pass, and we'll get this done. Now I do like to try to reuse as many pieces as I can, but with these larger ornaments you can only usually get about 4 out of one 12 by 12 sheet. I'll put a link to the basswood that I get. I just purchased it off of Amazon. It's a pretty decent deal. The more you buy, the more you save. So the last time I ordered, I picked up the 36 pack, and I think it was $1.16 a sheet. But we'll get this loaded up and we'll start cutting, and then we will show you the final results. So one other tip I want to give is always make sure that you have your focal length on your laser set properly. So the Creality comes with this step gauge. The Algo came with just this simple stepper, and then this just goes and you adjust these 2 set screws, and then that'll get you the proper height. And then this way just make sure that nothing engraves or cuts too deep or too shallow. So always make sure you keep that handy for any of your cuts. All right, so very quick in the shop today. Didn't take very long to design that simple layout of an ornament, and using only LightBurn. Didn't have to go into Canva. These are all just simple shapes, and it makes a very elegant, and when you have the different shades as well, it looks really nice on this bass ply. So I'll put links to the bass ply in the description below. Tell me you own a laser without telling me you own a laser. I've got all these scraps that I'm trying to punch out any little design or anything to get 100% use out of. I hate throwing little pieces of wood away because I know once I throw it away, I'm going to need it. But that covers everything that we've got going on this episode. Feel free to subscribe if you've gotten benefit from the video, for any of the tutorials. But when you do subscribe, be sure to hit the bell icon. The bell icon will say either subscribed, personalized, or all. If you hit that all, it'll let you know when we're live, so you can go on and put any questions that you may have, and we'll be sure to try to answer those the best we can. We also have the Facebook and the website. So sign up for the website so you can get the notifications monthly, and sign up for Facebook so if you have questions, you can easily upload problems or anything like that you've got going on. We'll be sure to try to answer those as quickly as we can. So until next video, I gotta get to making stuff in my shop. All right, guys, take care.